language used for client validations, client-side validations. Here client is nothing but a browser, any browser. So declaration, how to declare the JavaScript in Salesforce. So to declare the JavaScript, so we have to open a script tag. So it opens a script tag. Inside of the script tag, we need to define functions. Each JavaScript is based on the function. So, so within the function, you need to write your logic. A function is a group of statements which is specific to some operation. Let's say function sum. So this is a function declaration. So you can write your logic, sum the data. So this is the script declaration. So you can write any logic inside the function, and the function name is sum, and the function is a keyword. It's a keyword and it is a function name. Let's say, so this is the script declaration. I will show you how can you declare the how can you declare the different methods. Save it. And each JavaScript function runs based on JavaScript event. So we call events. So what exactly an event is? So event is nothing but on click. On click is a event. On blur is a event. On mouse over is an event. So like this, there are a number of events we have. So based on the events, we can execute the JavaScript functions. So how can you find the events? Just go to our code. So you can have a component reference. Here is a component reference. Click on it. So this is a component. A component reference is nothing but it is a help guide for the Visual Force pages. So if you need any help on any component, let's say I would like to know what are the events I can define for command button. So just click on command button. So here you see all are events. These are the events. So these are the events. An event is nothing but an occurrence. So let's say on clicking of button. So when I click on button, I would like to execute some logic in the browser itself. So that is event. So these are all the events. So on blur is nothing but, so when you are out from the JavaScript invoked, if the unblur event occurs. Unblur means, so here is a here is my page. So here is a tab. When I out from the tab, so when I come from one tab to another tab, so that is unblur. So generally we don't use all the events. We don't use all the events. The mostly used events are, one is on blur event, the on click event, and on double click event. Sometimes we use the double click, but mostly we use these are the two events. And also on complete we use sometimes, so which is a part of the Ajax component. So that is that requires some Apex code. So as of now, so these are the two events we mostly use. So on blur and on click. And we have the other events also, so but mostly used events are these two, and the requirements are more based on these two events. So if you wanted to execute this function, let's say I'm writing one command button value equal to, let's say submit is the button name. So if you wanted to execute this function on click, so here is on click equal to and your function name. my function name is sum. So you need to write like this, so that when you click on the function name, so when you click on the submit button, so this function invokes, this JavaScript function invokes, so it will execute that function. So it will be more clear once we work with a few examples. So let me work with the scenario. So for example, I am going to place one more tr, that is net salary. Assume that net salary. So what exactly the validations? So what exactly the client validation? So if you wanted to execute some logic in the browser itself, you can do that. Let's say I'm entering a salary value and the tax value. My requirement is I would like to calculate the net salary. So net salary depends on salary and the tax. Suppose if I enter some other value, it's a wrong calculation. I don't want to enter the value by user. I don't want to enter this value by user. So in that case, so I need to calculate these two. I need to calculate the net salary based on these two values. So where you want to update the results. Let's say I would like to add, so after net salary, so let's go to here. So after net salary, I would like to place one button, apex command button, value equal to calculate, on click equal to, so it's an on click event. See, I'm writing on click. On clicking of this button, on clicking of calculate button, I would like to execute calculate net salary. So this is the JavaScript function name. Just to copy the name and declare a script tag. So you can declare on top of the page or you can declare bottom of the page. Script, you can declare anywhere. Function and your function name. So I would like to test this function with an alert message. Working, just an alert message. So alert is nothing but once you logged into any web application or once you logged into somewhere, you can see some of the alert messages. So welcome to this application. So when I click on this calculate button, I would like to display some message. Calculate is working. Just an alert message. Now go to your application and refresh your screen. So this is after text box and place the button. So here is a calculate. So when I click on calculate button, it's showing an alert message. Calculate is working. So which means I can write my logic in the calculate method. Okay. So in JavaScript, remember always, so we can write the script in two types. One is internal JavaScript. So this is an example to internal JavaScript. So which is inside the web application. So which is a part of the inside the page. And another one is external JavaScript. So first we are working with internal JavaScript. So which is internal page. So if you write the script inside the Visual Force page, that is called internal JavaScript. So writing the script inside the Visual Force page. So I'm writing the script. So this JavaScript is completely handled by using IDs. Let's say what are the parameters we require. So I need a salary. So declare ID for it. ID equal to SAL. So which is a salary identifier, and ID equal to tax. TX is an identifier for the tax column, and net salary. So for the net salary, ID equal to N salary, net salary. So here in JavaScript, so when you are accessing a particular element, you have to define an IDs per page. ID for page is P1 and IDs for page form is F1. So you need to define different IDs for the pages and for the forms and the elements you are accessing. So here is the salary. I need salary because to calculate the net salary, you need to identify the salary value. At the same time, you need to identify the tax. If you want to identify both the salary and the tax, you have to declare the IDs for a page and form also. So that is a standard declaration. You should remember always. So now refresh your screen. So when you go to the salary column, just right click on the text box and inspect. So here is an ID. So your text box ID is salary text box ID is P1 colon F1 colon SAL. So that is an ID for salary, and at the same time for tax P1 colon F1 colon TX, and for net salary P1 colon F1 colon NSAL. So based on these IDs, you can identify the value of that particular text box. So if I enter this value, to identify this value in the script itself, so you need to define the ID for it. So this component is placed inside the page tag and inside the form tag. So let me write the code for it. So to identify the salary value, the first one is salary. Salary equal to identify the salary value, document dot get element by ID dot value. So this is a standard JavaScript declaration. So you must specify your ID P1 colon F1 colon SAL. This is the salary value. Then tax equal to, what is the tax value? Tax equal to P1 colon F1 colon, that ID for tax is TX, should define that, and document dot get element by ID. So remember, you must write the statement like this. The G is a smaller letter, E capital letter, I capital letter, B capital letter. So this is a case sensitive language. JavaScript is a case sensitive. So better you don't know how to declare this, better you copy from the Google and use it here. ID, what is ID for net salary? P1 colon F1 colon NSAL dot value equal to, that value equal to, so here is the two parameters, salary and the tax, and you know the calculation. So net salary equal to salary minus salary into tax divided by 100. Then save it. So if salary is 10,000 and tax is 10%, so based on that the results will be calculated and it will show you. So go here, refresh, entering the salary value and entering the tax value. When I click on calculate, the result is updated here. So 12,750. So which means I'm identifying this particular ID. On clicking on this button, I would like to calculate a net salary of based on these two values and updating the result here. Right, so this is a JavaScript. This is just a client validation. So you can do the same thing using an Apex code, but when compared with the execution time, so JavaScript is more faster than the server action because Apex is a server code. Always we don't depend on server code. Instead of depends on server code, if it is possible through even JavaScript, so you should make some alternatives with the JavaScript code. So this is called an event. On clicking of this calculate button, I'm going to execute this method, and in this method I am identifying what